Problem 3 is asking us to answer several questions using the graph. So the first thing is it's asking us for f of negative 2. So that's really saying our input is negative 2, what's our output? If our input's negative 2, we trace that up to our graph and see that our output is 5. Problem B is asking us to do the same thing with f of 5. We find 5 as our input, trace it up to the graph, and we see that our output is 4. Problem C is asking us to find the domain. The domain goes from negative 2 to 5 and includes both of those. So since we can include that, we use the brackets. Problem D is asking us to find the range. So we're looking for all possible y values, which go from 0 to 5. So we can say that our range is 0 to 5, including 0 and 5, so we're using brackets. Problem E is asking us to find the values of x, where f of x equals 0. Well, f of x is just a fancy way of writing y. Y equals 0 along the x-axis. And there are 2 points where our function equals 0. That is when x equals 0 and when x equals 2. F is asking us to find the maxima and minima. Remember, maxima is plural for maximum points, and minima is plural for minimum points. So I'm usually looking for some turning points. Right here where the green dot is, that's a turning point where we go from increasing to decreasing. So that tells us that we have a maxima or a maximum point at 1, 2. And it looks like we have minimum points here and here in blue where our graph is turning around. And those points are at 0, 0 and 2, 0. The last question, G, is asking us to find the point, the intervals on which the function is decreasing. The function is decreasing on this interval here and this interval here where we have negative slopes. So we can just use interval notation for those two sections of the graph. So the graph is decreasing on the interval negative 2 to 0 and 1 to 2. We use parentheses because at the points indicated here and here, if we just have the points, we don't necessarily know what's increasing or decreasing. Especially this point here, it has an increasing and a decreasing point on either side. So the point itself isn't increasing or decreasing, so we use parentheses.